Welcome to the Nation of History channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. The last photo of David Alexander Johnston was taken 13 hours before the eruption of Mount St. Helens. David Johnston was a volcanologist who studied the volcano to understand its behavior. The image records a moment before an important natural event. In 1955, Ella Fitzgerald was detained after singing for an integrated audience. This event happened during a period when racial segregation was common in the United States. In April of 1917, 11-year-old bakery worker Glenn Dungy waited near the railroad tracks in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Many children worked to help their families at that time. In 1975, babies who lost their parents during a conflict in Vietnam were flown to the United States. The goal was for these children to be adopted by new families. In 1926, painters worked on top of the Woolworth Building in New York City. The Woolworth Building was one of the tallest in the world at the time. Working at such heights required courage and skill. The first known photo of the Chernobyl disaster was taken by the plant's photographer in the early morning of April 26, 1986. The image records the first moments of an accident that had a great impact on the region. In 1921, two sisters, Florence and Susie Freermuth, were detained for illegal alcohol production during Prohibition. Prohibition banned the making and sale of alcoholic beverages in the United States. At the start of the 1960s, R. Lee Ermey was given a choice between jail or military service by a judge when he was 17 years old. He chose to join the Marine Corps. This decision marked the beginning of his military career. In 1911, King George V took a hunting trip in the Terai region of Nepal. The Terai is an area known for its nature and wildlife. Trips like this were common among royalty for leisure and exploration. In 1936, the daughter of a plantation owner was checking the weight of cotton in Kaufman County, Texas. Cotton was an important crop for the region's economy. In 1890, two little girls sat on steps in a poor area of New York City. They held a large loaf of bread and a pretzel. The image shows the hard life in urban communities of that time. In 1917, in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, a person was collecting leftover coal in railroad freight yards. This coal was used for heating and other needs. The image shows a common activity in areas near the train tracks at the time. In 1893, an identification photo was taken of 11-year-old François Bertillon. The picture was made as a joke because his crime was eating all the pears in the basket. His father, Alphonse Bertillon, was responsible for creating the modern method of identification photos. In 1989, during the protests in Tiananmen Square, a young couple spent time dancing with excitement. Tiananmen Square, located in Beijing, China, was the stage for important demonstrations that year. The image shows a light moment amid a time of great social mobilization. In 1917, in the United Kingdom, an armaments factory was operating. These factories made important equipment during the period of the First World War. Industrial work was intense to meet the demands of the time. In the 1930s, the Empire State Building was seen from New Jersey shortly after it was completed. The Empire State Building is an iconic skyscraper in New York City. At the time, it was the tallest building in the world. In the 1940s, the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, Spain, was under construction. The Sagrada Familia is a church famous for its unique architecture. The work was designed by Antoni Gaudí, a very well-known architect. In 1964, Yuri Gagarin was with his wife Valentina and his daughter Elena in the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic, Soviet Union. Yuri Gagarin was the first astronaut to travel into space. In 1946, Rita Hayworth was photographed in a scene from the film Gilda, produced in Hollywood. The film is an American cinema classic and highlighted the actress's career. The image captures an important moment in the movie production of the time. In 1971, Robert Duvall held lines for Marlon Brando on the set of the film The Godfather in the United States. The film is considered a classic of cinema. This image shows a behind-the-scenes moment of the production. In 1955, Sophia Loren was photographed in Venice, Italy. Sophia Loren is an actress, famous for her beauty and talent. Venice is a city known for its canals and historic architecture. At the start of the 1960s, Alfred Hitchcock was photographed during the filming of Old Lady's Drag. Hitchcock was a director famous for his suspense films. The image shows a moment of his work on this production. Around 1979, the 14th Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, was photographed with his cat. The photo was taken by photographer Raghu Rai. The Dalai Lama is an important spiritual figure of Tibet. In 1957, a lama was photographed in Times Square in New York City. The photo was taken by photographer Inge Morath. Times Square is a busy place known for its bright signs and large crowds. In 1981, Yuri Noros, a Soviet ethnographer, was recognized for deciphering the Maya writing system. His work helped to better understand the culture and history of the Maya peoples. The image represents an important advance in archaeological research. In 1966, Spock was photographed playing three-dimensional chess in a publicity image for the first Star Trek series. The character Spock is known for his logic and intelligence. In 1980, Aretha Franklin was photographed at a moment in her musical career. Aretha Franklin is known as the Queen of Soul for her powerful voice and influence in music. In 1931, a German airfield operated a rail Zeppelin called the Schienen Zeppelin, which could reach a speed of about 19 miles per hour. Airships were used for transport and observation at the time. In 1893, Alfred Stieglitz photographed Fifth Avenue in New York City during winter. The image shows the street covered with snow, with people walking and carriages moving along. This photo captures the city's mood and daily life at that time. In the 1920s, the Ford Model assembly line was operating. This assembly line changed car production, making cars more affordable. The method increased efficiency and reduced manufacturing time. In 1936, a roadside store was located between Tuscaloosa and Greensboro, Alabama. The photo was taken by Walker Evans, a photographer known for recording scenes of everyday American life. In 1930, 17-year-old Bryn Owen posed next to his scooter, fitted with 34 mirrors and lights on the front and the back. All the accessories were bought with his pocket money. The photo was taken in Gloucestershire, England. In a scene from the film The Gauntlet, Clint Eastwood is photographed riding a motorcycle on a dirt path. The black and white image shows Eastwood in a suit and tie, highlighting his tough and determined character. In 1906, Ruth Disney was photographed next to her older brother. The image shows a moment from the Disney family's childhood. Ruth was the sister of Walt Disney, the famous creator of animated cartoons. About 100 years ago in Japan, a portrait was taken using a mirror. This technique allowed images to be captured in a creative way at the time. The photo shows aspects of Japanese culture and photography from the early 20th century. Around the 1850s, Greyfriars Cemetery in Edinburgh, Scotland was photographed. The place is known for its history and old architecture. The cemetery is an important part of the city's cultural heritage. Around 1880, a Swedish bride was photographed wearing her traditional wedding dress. The clothes reflected the culture and customs of Sweden at that time. The image records an important moment in the bride's personal and social life. Around 1890, a spinner was using her spindle to spin wool in County Galway, Ireland. Spinning was common in rural communities and was part of household work. The image shows a moment of traditional life and Irish culture of that time. In 1905, Asbury Park Beach in New Jersey showed its typical style of the time. People enjoyed the day on the beach and in the areas around it. Beaches were popular places for leisure and fun. In 1985, girls in Japan were photographed. The image shows aspects of youth fashion and culture of the time. Japan was going through economic and social changes in that period. In October of 1938, a crowded party took place in Shafter in Kern County, California. Events like this brought many people together to celebrate and socialize. The image shows community life and leisure moments at that time. In 1955, the fabulous Baker sisters were photographed in Columbus, Georgia. They were known for their delicious cookie recipes. In a few minutes, it was possible to smell the fresh aroma of chocolate cookies coming out of the oven. In 1985, Tom Selleck, Clint Eastwood, and Princess Diana were photographed dancing at the White House in the United States. The White House is the official residence of the American president. The event brought together celebrities and royalty in a moment of celebration. In 1975, Antonio Lopez photographed Jerry Hall for British Vogue. The black and white photo was taken by Norman Parkinson. The image shows a dynamic scene with Jerry Hall in a swimsuit and another person moving in the background. In 1937, a deer hunter, was photographed in Huntingdon County, Pennsylvania. The image shows a moment of outdoor life and activities common in the region. Hunting was a traditional practice for many people at that time. In June of 1920, the pilot of a Jenny biplane was flying at 90 miles per hour. The Jenny biplane was a common aircraft at the time. Flying at high speed showed the pilot's skill. This moment highlights the progress of aviation in the early 20th century. In an old image, Sid Vicious is going to visit David. The photo shows Sid wearing an open denim jacket, revealing a red t-shirt with David Bowie's face printed on it. The young man's style reflects the fashion of the 1970s and the interest in the music culture of that era. Around 1905, a train passenger is enjoying a comfortable bunk in a sleeper car. Sleeper cars were used for long trips, offering more comfort to travelers. This image shows how it was possible to rest during the journey. Around 1919, Stonehenge underwent repairs. Stonehenge is an ancient stone site in England. These repairs were done to preserve the historic structure. In 1934, workers from the Civil Works Administration were building Lake Merced Parkway Boulevard in San Francisco. The Civil Works Administration was created to generate jobs during a difficult period. In the 1920s, a group was camping with a tent and a mobile kitchen. This kind of camping allowed people to bring more comfort to the site. Mobile kitchens made it easier to prepare meals outdoors. In 1940, a boy was photographed reading a book in England. The image shows a quiet moment dedicated to reading. Books were important for learning and leisure at the time. This scene represents the daily life of many children in that period. The baked potato cart was a quick and popular lunch option in the past. These carts offered convenient food for people on the go. Baked potatoes were a nutritious and tasty choice. In the 1940s, a housewife was taking long frozen cookies off a clothesline. This practice helped preserve foods in times before modern refrigeration. In 1917, postal workers in Washington, District of Columbia, showed their new autopeds. The autoped was used to make mail delivery around the city easier. This innovation helped make the postal service faster and more efficient. In 1982, Chris Farley was in his first year at Marquette University. He was part of the rugby team. The team's motto was, "We may lose the game, but we will win the party." This line shows the group's spirit between sport and fun. In 1945, a welder was photographed during the Second World War. The image was colorized later to show more detail. Welders played an important role in making and repairing equipment. In 1995, Danny Trejo and Antonio Banderas were photographed on the set of the film Desperado. The film is known for its action and adventure scenes. Both actors took part in this motion picture. In 1992, the cast of the film Prince was photographed at the Playboy Mansion. The Playboy Mansion is known for hosting social events and celebrities. The gathering brought together actors and people involved in the film's production. In 1914, Indian soldiers were receiving supplies in France during the First World War. These soldiers were part of the Allied forces. Aid and resupply were essential for military operations. During the Second World War, an Austrian boy received a new parrot as a gift. Toys like this brought moments of joy in difficult times. The image shows an act of care and hope for children at that time. Before the internet in 1954, teenagers played to see how many people could fit into a phone booth. This was a common pastime among young people at the time. The image shows a simple and creative moment of fun. In 1939, in Wendell, North Carolina, a photo was taken showing workers on their way to their jobs at a tobacco factory. Work in the tobacco industry was common in the region at that time. In 1895, a person was riding a bicycle down the Capitol steps in Washington, District of Columbia. The Capitol is an important building where the government of the United States operates. Riding a bicycle was a common activity and a form of transport at that time. In 1961, a Parisian girl was photographed reading news about Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin was the first man to travel into space. The image shows the impact of this worldwide achievement, even among children. In 1925, the firefighters of the private brigade of the company Aquila Serre Limited were on their way to the private fire brigades tournament in London. These tournaments brought teams together for skill competitions and training. In the 1920s, a young delivery boy was photographed during his work. Many children and teenagers helped their families with jobs like this at the time. The image shows a moment of daily life and the effort of young workers. On June 18, 1980, Willie Nelson was photographed in a suite at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. Willie Nelson is a well-known country singer and songwriter. In the 1960s, Walter Zapashny was photographed next to a lion in the Soviet Union. Walter Zapashny is known for his work with animals in circus shows. Caring for the animals was an important part of the performance. In 1957, an advertisement showed a woman next to a combined washing and drying machine from General Electric. The woman wears a matching pink dress, and the caption mentions the wish to have that machine and a housekeeper with the same dress. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, please use the Super Thanks tool below. Your contribution helps us keep bringing you amazing historical content. Thank you so much for your support, and see you in the next video.